York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks.
It's your boy Pastor Ron, and welcome to Game Day Gospel. Today's a special day. For those who are watching on Spotify and see me with my Knicks jersey on, it's NBA preview episode. This league is about to start this Tuesday, and I'm excited, man. I miss basketball. I miss the daily games, daily grind, etc., etc. I'm definitely excited as to what's going to go down and how things are going to happen this season. First and foremost, my Knicks have a promising season. What does that mean? That means that we shouldn't suck. We shouldn't sit there and be trash and be the bottom dwellers of the league. However, we're like in that middle class section, I think, where we have enough talent to make it to 5th seed and maybe out the first round. But after that, once we start to go against the elite teams, we're gonna struggle. That is who the Knicks are. We need a superstar. We need a top guy to be able to take us to that next level. We need a wing player. We need the Bucks got Dame, and that I like that move. That move makes sense, in terms of fit, in my opinion. I did, as much as I love Dame. Dame is one of my top 5 favorite players in the NBA. What we needed was a bigger guy, like a 2 guard. We needed someone like a Tatum, a Jaylen Brown, a wing. We need someone like that to fit in our backcourt. Guys, listen. Cass be ripping me on Twitter all the time, on Knicks Twitter. Quentin Grimes is not a starting 2 guard in the NBA. All you guys, all these Quentin Grimes stands that sit and tell me and want to spew a bunch of plus minus stats, and he's a bum, guys. He is a freaking 6-man. He's John Starks. He's not even John Starks. He's a backup 6-man off the bench. He is not a starting shooting guard in the National Basketball Association. I don't care what stats, what plus and minus, what shooting stats, what record with him in a star. I don't care. Eye test. I don't care about numbers. I know what I see. And he is not a starting shooting guard in the NBA. So please, let's stop it. Guys, let's stop this dream and this idiocy about Quentin Grimes is untouchable, unmovable. He is not. We saw him exposed in the Miami Heat series. He was useless. I'm tired of these Tibbs guys. They play hard, 40 minutes a game. They do all this. They hustle. They die for loose balls. I don't care. We need talent, bro. We need guys who can put the ball in the basket. Because with Quentin Grimes on the court, Jalen Brunson was still a one-man gang for that entire series. Let's not talk about R.J. Barrett and Julius Randle. Julius Randle is a guy that I do not like, and we have to trade him as soon as possible. While his value is high, or at the highest it's going to be, we need to trade Julius Randle. He's a bum. Every playoff series, he gets exposed for being a bum. He's a stats guy. He plays 47 minutes a game because Tibbs overplays all his stars, his favorite guys. He puts up a bunch of numbers a game against the Nets, against the Wizards, against teams like that. But when you sit there and match up for him and scheme against him, he can't play. He's selfish. Don't know how to pass the ball. So stop it, guys. We Knicks fans, we need to be real with ourselves. Randall has to go. Quentin Grimes needs to go to the bench. If you're going to let go quickly, then Grimes could take his spot. Quickly and Grimes are redundant. 2 6-men that can't start in the NBA. As a matter of fact, I'll start Quickly over Grimes. He brings more. At least he could shoot consistently. Me personally speaking, Fournier should get some burnings. We're paying him. He could shoot. The guy wants to earn his paycheck. We're sitting here trying to force feed Quentin Grimes to people. He is not a starting shooting guard in the NBA. So please stop with this narrative. So we need a 2 guard. We need I'm an RJ Barrett fan. I like RJ Barrett. So However, I have to be objective. I have to be honest. He is very shaky. His playoff series was kind of shaky. He's hot and cold. His game hasn't really gotten better since he got into the NBA. So as much as I want to keep him, and I think he's part of a very favorable contract for us, but if he's not untouchable, I would love to add on to it to have somebody with like Brunson, Anthony Edwards, someone like that, a wing guy like that. Add that to what we have, and then make it a big three with RJ. But I also understand he's probably our most attractive trade chip, so we have to maybe part ways with him with some picks. So we need another superstar. I'm pro bringing Zion in, trade out Randall and bring Zion in. I'm down with that. But we need a shooting guard. We need someone to step in and to help us out. We need this guy just to be able to help us get buckets and not sit here and run ISO Jalen every single game and ISO Randall every single game. Tibbs is a bum. I hate our coach. I hate our coach. Again, people love on Knicks Twitter. I've been in a couple of Knicks communities, and I say Tibbs cannot be given an extension because this is predictable. There's a limit with Tibbs. He doesn't evolve. He's very prideful, like he knows everything. When was the last time you see him actually sit there with his coaches on the sideline and ask for advice? He stands there at the table, barks out orders, never asks for help, has a bunch of yes men around him. But game time decisions, it's all him. He is the enlightened one. And his teams have a limit. Minnesota, Chicago, they got to a certain point where second round, maybe Eastern Conference Finals is the window, is the ceiling, I should say, for Tibbs coach teams. I was a proponent for getting Paul George, but we also see Paul George also mentioned on his podcast that, during Team USA and different other training, they were like, yo, Tibbs, relax. It's not that deep. I don't think players want to play for him because he don't believe in load management. He don't believe in resting his players. He practices hard. He cannot coach a star. He cannot coach a person that we can sit there and call a star in the modern NBA. So therefore, he's not the right person for what we're going through. So I think it's crucial for us to understand that we have what we experienced last year is the ceiling that we have with Tibbs. We're not going to get any better. We're not going to do anything more. We're not going to make any more progress. This is going to be our limit. This is going to be our window, our ceiling with Tibbs. Hey, it sucks to hear. I don't expect us to be a finals contender. I don't expect us to be deep in the Eastern Conference. Right now, it's pretty much Milwaukee, Boston, and everybody else. And I think we're I think there's a tier one, the Milwaukee and Boston. Sixers could be there, but it's a lot of drama with James Harden. I don't expect them to play for the Sixers this year. I expect that they're going to have him do the same thing with Ben Simmons. They'll have him sit out and until they find the right deal. So I think they're going to have a season with Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid expected to carry. So they're going to take a dip. So I think it's just two real teams in the Eastern Conference. Are we levels with? And I think we're levels with Miami. Let's not get it twisted. Jimmy Butler and what they did last year was a cool story, but everybody know they're not a top team. They were in a play-in game for a reason last year. That magic that they use, that whole, phenomenon of being able to do XYZ does not happen on a consistent basis. I actually expect them to take a step back this year. Let's not use that small sample size of the finals run, the playoffs, to make us think that's who they are. They're not a team that's going to go deep. They're not a top team in the Eastern Conference, and obviously not the NBA. So I want to make sure it emphasizes the fact that, that it's two teams right now in the Eastern Conference. There's, the top tier is Milwaukee and Boston. and Philly. I don't want to say New York. I don't think we're tier 2 in the East. I mean, is that really saying much? I guess we're tier 2 in the Eastern Conference with Cleveland, with again this version of Philly. If Philly was healthy, they'll be part of tier 1. But and that's really it. Like, there's no other teams in the East that we could look at and say, like, hey, these guys are bona fide stars. These guys are gonna. I'm looking at the Eastern Conference now. Should be Chicago. They got enough talent on Chicago, but their coach sucks. There's no one else. I think Atlanta's gonna take a step back. So it's really a 2-team. Toronto might be sneaky. They lost their coach Nick Nurse, so they're gonna be, it's gonna be a little sneaky, but yet I think that is a possibility. They have talent, but we just don't know how the coaching is going to work out. That is a big deal because Nick Nurse got a lot out that team. So my next preview is I think we're gonna finish mid level in the East, probably the 4th or 5th seed like we did last year. I don't see much improvement. Unfortunately, I see we're probably going to regress a little bit in my rankings in terms of the top 8 teams in the East. It's Milwaukee. I don't like Boston. I don't trust a team that relies on Kristaps Porzingis to be one of their main guys and to play 80-something games. He's in the same boat as Anthony Davis. Glass Joe, fragile. So, and their backup to that is Al Horford. And Al Horford is 76 years old. So we cannot rely on that team as being a team that we can trust to do much. So I say rankings, 8 best teams, regardless of divisions, regardless of the 8 best teams in the East are going to be Milwaukee. I like Milwaukee. Boston, number 2. Toronto, number 3. Philly, number 4. The Knicks, number 5. Cleveland, number 6. Miami, number 7. And I'm going to put the Hornets at number 8 because I like Hornets, Indiana. I like LaMelo Ball. I like Brandon Miller. I think he's a killer. He's really, really cold. I think that team's going to really do well. I like Tyrese Halliburton in Indiana. So I think they're going to kind of fight for number 8 by play-in team type territory. I think that's going to be where we're going to see them out. So that's the top 8 teams. The Knicks, it's not going to be much. I think we may take a step back behind some teams because of the coach. The coach, grinds these players to the ground, which leads to injuries. There's no evolution. There's no improvement. Dante DiVincenzo, nice pickup, but he's not really a difference maker. So I don't think we're going to be that much improved. We should win our first round series. And then when we hit one of the top teams in the second round, we're going to lose. That's just who the Knicks are. We're a mid-level team. We're a mid-table team right now. I personally want us to get to that point where we don't do too well because I don't want this coach to come back. Tibbs is a liability. I don't want Randall to come back because Randall also is limited. I don't like these guys on my team. Rick Brunson. Jalen Brunson jersey is what I'm wearing. I got this for Father's Day, and I was able to really finally find a player that I feel is going to be with us long term. That's actually going to play well. I like his demeanor. I like his attitude. I also like RJ Barrett. I didn't want to buy an RJ Barrett jersey, though he's my favorite Knick player, because I think he's going to get traded, and I hate having. I don't want to get a player that's going to be traded. But that's it. Everyone else is replaceable. Everyone else is just, they're Tibbs guys. These, like, what's that guy name? Isaiah Hartenstein, guys like that, just diving on the ground, hustle guys. These hustle guys, these Tibbs guys, I don't care for them. I need talent. I need guys who can put the ball in a bucket. I need somebody who could break down a defense and pass the ball. I need somebody that could shut down the team's best opposing player. I need somebody that could drop 60 on every given night. I need talent. Forget the heart. This is not. This is not the rec. This is not the. This is not freaking high school basketball. This is not junior varsity basketball. I forget the heart. We need talent. And I think by us sitting here and aligning ourselves and having Tibbs run this thing with Leon Rose, we're going to be a mid-level team. Great hustle, guys. We're going to be the Bulls. We're going to be Derrick Rose. A team that has its moments, but then after a while, they're going to hit a plateau because they're grinding into the ground. All these tough practices and all this that's going on will cause them to hit a ceiling. So I think the Knicks are going to be mid-table. They're not going to do too much. They're going to be respectable. But outside of that, I don't think they're going to go too far in the East. I'm not one of these folks that sit here, because we're 1 or 2 players away. We need a wing. We need a wing. I just don't know who that person is. I wanted Bradley Beal. I would overpay for Bradley Beal. These guys like Mitchell are too short. We became a backcourt of Mitchell and Brunson. We'll get abused. We need a wing. Dream scenario is going to be Anthony Edwards, where he's like, yo, I want to get out of Minnesota. But honestly, we'll probably end up getting Klay Thompson next year. That's us, Klay Thompson. That's how we roll. That's the Knicks way. So that's the East. I'm predicting Milwaukee out the East. Again, I don't trust and have no faith in Boston. They are a train wreck waiting to happen. A lot of guys you took out, like you can't as much as I clown these hustle guys, but you can't underestimate folks who are leaders on teams. Marcus Smart was the leader of that team, and they traded him away. And I think that's going to affect them a lot, because as you can see in playoff history, Jaylen Brown and Tatum aren't that guy. Talented, but heart guys, they're not heart guys. They're not leaders on that team. So we have to see how that's going to work out. In the Western Conference, it's funny. Like, a lot of people are talking about the Lakers and the Nuggets. I'm not really impressed by the Lakers. If the word out of Lakers camp is that Anthony Davis is going to be their main guy. If you are telling me that Anthony Davis, like I said, he's up there with Kristaps Porzingis, Glass Joe, no heart, take a couple of games off to hang by the pool, is going to be the main guy on your team, you're going to be in trouble. If you're going to rely on LeBron in year 21 to lead your team, you're going to be in trouble. The pieces are cool. I like they got Gabe Vincent, Ray Hachimura, whatever his name is, practicing with LeBron. It's cool. I just don't think they're improved from last year. The team that got swept by the Nuggets last year. I don't think they got that much better for people to say that they're finals contenders or they're up there with the Nuggets. They still got swept. I understand all the anger and the vitriol against Malone and them guys. You got swept by the Nuggets. So I think we have to also be realistic with our expectations. It'll be a great story. You know, I love LeBron. LeBron is the GOAT to me. He's my favorite player of all time. But I also realize the year 21, he's limited. He's not going to be as healthy. Austin Reeves making up a big three. I don't know. D'Angelo Russell, he was benched in the playoffs for a reason. So I mean, I don't see. I just think honestly it's a 2-team race. It's a 3-team race to me in the West right now today. Everybody being healthy, it's 3 teams to me that could win the West. The Nuggets could come back because most of their team is intact. The Suns, let's not forget, Beal, Booker, KD is stupid. Getting Nurkic as a center is also a game changer, because we know DeAndre Ayton, I don't care how many back tattoos we have, pause. You're not a tough guy. I don't care how many acronyms you want to make up about your season, bro. You're soft, bro. You're soft. You're not him. So you got bullied every game Come on. So calm down. Calm down. I don't care what you want to say, what you're getting ready to do. You weren't tough enough. You're not tough enough to play center in the NBA. You're a finesse guy. Just play the 4. Do what AD does. AD's like, I don't want to play center. I want to be a 4. I'm a finesse guy. Let's do that. You ain't no tough guy. DeAndre Ayton. Come on, bro. Calm down. Cool story. No one believes you, bro. So to have a tough bruiser down there just to get they need someone to get rebounds, kick it back to Booker, KD, or Bill at a 3-point line, and they'll shoot. That's all they need. And they got their guy to do that. So I think they're gonna be a good squad. But the third team to me that I think is I predict gonna be in the finals, the Clippers, bro. The LA Clippers. LA, I'm drinking the LA Clipper Kool-Aid, bro. I think Paul George is going to be a superstar. I think Kawhi is a superstar. I think Russ is happy and is going to do well. He's going to do well. Terrence Mann. They got that bull from Toronto, that light-skinned dude. What's that guy's name? Oh, man. I forgot. What's that guy's name oh, my God. His name is what's that guy's name on the Clippers? Light Gordon. What's that guy's name? Now I gotta look it up. But they have that dude, Powell, Norman Powell, who's a kid who's cold, bro. Norman Powell is cold, bro. I think with that, and honestly they may end up getting James Harden in some shape or form. I think they're gonna be a good squad, bro. I think they're gonna be a nice squad, in my opinion. They're gonna be decent, and that's the and the second best coach in the NBA right now is Ty Lue, and they have Ty Lue coaching them, and he gets it. So that I think it's just 3 serious teams in the West. Like there's 5 title contenders in my opinion. The 2 in the East, Milwaukee, Boston, and the 3 in the West, the Suns, the Clippers, and the Nuggets. I think those are the 5 teams. Out of the combination of those 5 teams, those are going to be the 5 teams that are going to win, going to be in the finals. So I think, with LeBron, and the Nugget and the Lakers, I would love to say that. I would love to see it, but I just don't trust AD. He's fragile, bro. No, he's not even fragile. He's just, basketball is not a priority to him. Not saying basketball should be life. He shouldn't have family and stuff, but he don't really care. With all the talent he has, he should be top 3 in the NBA every year. But he's not. He has no heart. That's the word. He has no heart. He has no dog in him. He has no killer in him. From to be at a point where you sit here and say he's going to be that guy. So I think so my prediction for the NBA Finals in 2024 is going to be Milwaukee and the Clippers, bro. Milwaukee and the Clippers in the NBA Finals. All you guys, I don't bet. I'm a pastor in real life. You know what I'm saying? And also on the podcast, I don't support betting. I don't say betting. But if I was a betting man, I would bet the Clippers. I'll bet the Clippers, and I'll bet the Bucks in the finals. And I pick the Clippers to win the NBA Finals. Everybody healthy. Yo, guys, y'all probably forgot how cold Kawhi is. Kawhi is a killer, bro. He's a sociopath on the court. When last year before he hurt his knee in the playoffs, he was killing them, bro. Don't sleep on Kawhi, bro. I know he misses a lot of games. I know Kawhi just don't care about basketball like that. He has to be in his own world. But I'm telling you, bro, Kawhi is a killer. Paul George is going to get back to his superstar level. Because to me, I'm a Paul George fan. I said this before, I'm going to say it again. I wanted him to go to the Knicks. If we had Paul George on the Knicks this year, we'll be a title contender. He'll play the 2, bang. It'll be a wrap, bro. I will sign him on an extension. I'll give him extra money. I don't care, bro. I like Paul George. I'm a Paul George fan. So that's our finals preview. Rookie of the year, Victor Wembanyama. He looks decent. I'm surprised. I saw him on the court the other day. He looked actually decent. He put some weight on him. I am surprised. But I'm not really a big fan. I felt bad for the guy. The guy has super huge expectations that he cannot fill. Someone's saying he's the next LeBron. There's no more LeBrons we will ever see on this earth. So for him to try to fill that type of shoes has to be tough on him. So I think he's gonna do well, but not fulfill these expectations. The person that I have the person I have for rookie of the year is Chet Holmgren. I think he's gonna be a problem. Yeah, I know it's kind of like cheesy. It's a year away. He was drafted last year and blah, blah, blah. I get it, but I think Chet Holmgren is going to be rookie of the year. I think he's going to be the guy that is going to do crazy in for OKC. And I also, you know who I like though? Low key, and I want to say here, make sure you bookmark this and make sure you say this, John. Cam Whitmore, bro. Cam Whitmore is going to do well too. Out of Villanova, he got picked super low for we don't know why, and I think that he's going to also be one of the top 4 or 5 rookies in the league this year. Cam Whitmore was a steal for Houston, and I think he's going to do well. But I won't go as far to predict him in the rookie of the year. He'll be in a conversation, but I think it's going to be Chet. Chet is. Whew, I saw him play, bro. He's decent. Again, these guys are surprising me, bro. When he was in college, I figured, this dude is not gonna do that much, but he's actually playing well. He's actually looks good out there. So I think he's gonna be rookie of the year. MVP of the league. I've gone back and forth. I want to say LeBron, but I can't say LeBron. I'll be a fool to say LeBron. I think MVP is going to be Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum's going to be MVP this year. I'm not a fan, but I think he's going to put up enough numbers, having a good facilitating veteran point guard with him. I think he's going to be the guy. You know, that I want to put that out there. Yep, I'm put that out there. I'm put Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is going to be this year's NBA MVP. There's going to be fatigue for voting for the centers. I think Beal, Booker is going to pretty much offset themselves out. Same thing with don't sleep on Giannis. Don't sleep on Giannis, but I think him and Dame are going to kind of negate themselves out. I think they've been pushing for this guy to be the next one, Jason Tatum, and I think the media was going to give him the MVP. So my choice for MVP this is Jason Tatum. My choice for Rookie of the Year is going to be Chet Holmgren. My pick for the finals is going to be Bucks Clippers with the Clippers winning the NBA championship. It's going to be fun. So catch me weekly. I'm going to do a basketball podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast. Throughout the season, I'll have special guests. I want to make sure. I was hoping to get all my group chat and all my friends out here talking about this season. But at some point this year, I'm going to try to find a way to get each of them on here so we can talk about what's going on. We're big basketball fans. I'm going to try to get my boy Jimmy, who's a faithful listener out here in Philly. We're on an island out here in Philly because we're Giants. He and I are Giants and Knicks fans, so we're like fighting by ourselves, man. And we're going through the stress alone. So we talk about sports a lot, man. That's my guy, man. A great man of God. So I'm gonna try to find a way to get it where I don't want to just do it just to do it. I'm not gonna do no phone call and record a phone call just to have some content. I want to make sure I do it well. So as I learn this process and learn how to get guests and make sure it's good quality throughout the basketball year, you're going to catch us. You're going to catch me. Like I said, also for our football fans, like, you know, Liverpool, Man United week, in December, we're going to definitely have a joint podcast. I don't know how, maybe Zoom, but ultimately, the end of the day, I want to blow this up, man. And the reason why I do this, and, you know, is to show that Christians can have balance. You know, a lot of times I've been wanting to do this. I'm like, no, you're a pastor. You got to do like a faith-based podcast, which I have one. I have a faith-based podcast called Faith Talk with Pastor Ron. You can listen to that as well. I drop every Monday. But I also think this is who I am. You know, the motto of this show is the 2 things I know, God and sports. I'm going to get that on a t-shirt. The 2 things I know, God and sports. And this is a place where it merges. So I'm grateful. I thank God for this opportunity. I thank God for giving me such sports knowledge and wisdom to allow me to share with you guys. So he's blessed me with all of that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, let's go down this journey. I'll be uploading frequently, especially after Knicks games and big trades and NBA news. And I'll still do the soccer / football. I still do the American football. This is a sports podcast, not a Knicks podcast. It's not a Man U podcast, Giants podcast. It's a sports podcast because there's sometimes I talk about things that are not related to any of my teams. Like I had a podcast about the Drew Holiday trade and how that works out and how that affected the Knicks and how that affects the NBA. So I think it's just a journey. And I thank you guys, man. Just keep on sharing, keep on commenting, keep on giving reviews. That help pushes this word out. So tell me what you think, man. Tell me what you feel about my predictions. Share your predictions in the comments. I'll share those as well and make people know what's going on. And don't forget to save this, John. So when it happens like I predicted, don't get mad at me because I told you to. But thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. God bless you. I love you all. Peace. Knicks tape.
We are the New York Knicks. 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 They go New York.